broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hi everyone, we're here at AFTERBUZZ TV for the Ground Floor After Show. I'm your host, Britta Garsow, along with
Carli Garsow. Hi everyone, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year 2015, woo! So this was Season 2, Episode 5, entitled Mano-A-Mansfield. We really enjoyed it. I'm really loving Season 2 so far.
Oh, so much laughter.
So at the beginning of the episode, we see Brody all dressed for his first day at his new job, which we expected after last week's episode. And it's just funny how you can tell right away that he's so uncomfortable with this new position, not only because it's not with Mansfield, but just because it's so different than what he's used to. Even though it's the same job, it's a completely different environment. We see him hugging
his boss,
hugging Jasper.
Like, what is this?
And they have like a masseuse there. There's people playing ping pong.
Yeah, it's just overall more casual, and I don't think Brody is a casual person.
He's not. And that's the funny thing. I feel like everyone thinks like, oh, I wish I could have like a fun atmosphere to work in, but some people actually don't work well in a fun, laid-back atmosphere because they need the structure of like an everyday 9-to-5 job. So it's funny how it's always, the grass is always greener, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So, but so we see Brody go to work, and Jasper tells him that he's going to take down Mansfield, and Brody's like, no, I'm not okay with that, and really stressing about it. And I'm kind of disappointed Jenny was like, don't worry about it, because just the moral factor of it. Like, Mansfield gave him this opportunity quite a while ago with his company, and why would he just help destroy his company?
Yeah, well, I felt like she wasn't really listening to him when he called. Like, he obviously called her for moral support. Like, I'm having a really bad day at work, and she just kind of wasn't really listening.
Yeah.
But that's kind of Jenny.
I was just going to say that I think the relationship is a little one-sided. Like, she doesn't really listen to anything he says.
I don't know.
I like them together.
Yeah.
I think they're cute together, and I like their relationship. It's on screen. It's really cute. But I just think that he's really sensitive and more emotional, I guess, and she's not really. I think she's a little more selfish.
A little bit, yeah.
But which is fine.
But loving.
It works. It works, yeah. They're very loving. So, yeah, what do you think about his new job?
Well, I was really excited to see Jasper because last week we mentioned oh, well, maybe he's going to be a permanent character on the show, and they're going to sing together more because they're both so talented and great.
And so cute.
But, with how the episode ended, I don't know, but we can talk about that predictions later. But I do still think that Jasper is going to be a character on the show, and I was just really excited to see him. And it was funny how he was like a hugging boss, like wants all his employees to love him and hug him,
which is great. It's
yeah,
good.
It's the whole youth thing. I think
I was just gonna say.
and Jasper, they have like a big age difference, so I think that's like the main.
And Jasper was constantly talking about how Mansfield has an outdated way of doing things. This is like the new way of doing things, which I just consider them different ways. But I think that he played into the whole stereotype of like a young, fun boss.
Yeah, and Brody, I think that he actually would like working for Jasper, but he is not a big change person. I don't think he's not good with change. But now he doesn't have to. So
yeah, exactly.
There's that.
And it's also funny. So then we flash back to Mansfield's office, and 3P and Lindsay are fighting for like the right-hand man position. And I just love Lindsay.
We love her.
Like my new favorite character.
I know, such a great addition.
She's so funny. If you guys know like what else she's done, let us know, because I'd love to see her in something else. I think she's so funny.
Yeah. Then she says, she's talking about how her voice gets very low when she feels like nervous.
So low.
So funny. It was just, I just loved it. And I think it actually, I felt bad for 3P when he was like, how do you connect with Mansfield so much and you just got here? And it is a bummer, but I think 3P should own like who he is.
Be
Be more confident.
I think that he's always trying to be like who he thinks he should be. You know what I mean? He thinks like I should be more like Brody so I can get Mansfield to like me, or I should do what Lindsay just did so I can get Mansfield to like me. Like I think that if he just was himself and had confidence in himself, Mansfield would respect him a lot more than what he's trying to do. So it makes me sad that he doesn't realize that.
Yeah, but I think that now with Brody back, I actually think he'll gain more confidence because there's less pressure on him, and he was working a lot.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, my favorite part was when Brody was like, "Who is your right-hand man?" And he opens the thing, and Lindsay's like trying to give a speech, but she looks so nervous. And then Three-Peat has like the glass up to the wall trying to listen. Like, they're so funny.
He's like, I have options. They might not be good options, but I have them.
I don't know. I think they're obviously like both good at what they do. I think he probably doesn't appreciate them as much as he should, just because they're not Brody, but they're still good employees.
Yeah.
And then we also see at the ground floor level, which, by the way, I'm really glad that we're back to like their whole chemistry as a ground floor. I felt like Brody was throwing it off a little bit.
Yeah, there was a lot of like tension and anger when Brody was there.
Yeah, and it was just, I felt like he interrupted it because he was always with Jenny, and then Harvard hates Brody. So now we're back to just seeing them interact how they do, and they're also quirky.
Although I miss Alexis, what's her last name?
Yeah, is she not on it anymore?
I guess not. I thought she was going to come back. I thought it was like a brief thing. She was gone. Alexis Knopp or Cap. Well, you know, the girl from Pitch Perfect that's also on ground floor, who was on the ground floor. And I thought she was going to come back, but it's like episode 5 now, and she's not back. If anyone knows anything about this, we'll do some research, but...
Because she didn't have a big role, but, I mean, she was part of the clan.
It kind of evened it out because then there was 2 girls and 2 guys.
Yeah.
But I do like Jenny and Harvard and Derek.
Yeah, I really like them. I like how good... They're good friends to each other.
Yeah.
And, so we hear about the app Pincher, which is so funny to me that, so Tinder is obviously like the real life version, but on all these shows, like Welcome to Sweden, like last summer, they had like didn't they have a fake app?
It was a New Girl.
Was it New Girl? Oh yeah, it was New Girl. What was it called? Do you remember?
No.
Yeah, but there was one on New Girl where they made up, and then this one's Pincher, where you pinch the girl that you like.
Yeah.
And it's just funny that Tinder is getting worked into all these shows. But so Harvard tries online dating and just gets a bunch of dick pics.
Yeah, he's popular with the fellas.
Yeah, which is unfortunate for him. And then he sends money to a princess that doesn't exist.
He's
I feel bad.
catfished. Harvard's catfished.
Yeah. But how could you be so dumb, really?
Well, no, don't say that, because some people are really manipulative.
Then we're going to tell them right now, don't ever send your money to anyone you don't know.
Yeah.
That you haven't met in person.
Well, your money. This is an alert.
Do not. Flashing red lights.
Yeah. So, Harvard, it's actually funny because I didn't realize how smart Harvard was until Jenny said, Harvard, you're so smart about everything besides women. And then, like, you realize he actually is smart. And we were saying last week, and we said this before, that, like, this season Harvard's grown up a lot, and we like his character a lot more. Like, he's funnier, yet, like, calmer.
He's a lot
and
calmer.
I feel like this episode really showed that with him and Jenny's relationship, how, like, they can actually be friends now.
Yeah.
Because before, he was, like, her creepy stalker. There was no friendship. It was, like, creepy.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely, like we talked about, we like his character a lot more now. But I also think that, I don't know, I just didn't like that he did that because it was just so dumb in my opinion. But I think the whole point of that whole situation was to show that Jenny is such a good friend to Harvard and really wants to be his friend. And like, since they went from a breakup, quotes, breakup, last week, I think that they had to transition into a friendship. It would have kind of been weird if they just acted like nothing happened. So I think this episode kind of just showed that they can be friends and how they're going to do that.
Yeah, so, and my personal favorite part of this episode was when Harvard couldn't smile for the picture. I thought it was hilarious.
It was so funny.
I'm sure you guys loved it too. And I don't know, I haven't really had like a friend that can't smile for a picture, but I can imagine that would just be the funniest thing ever if you're trying to take someone's picture and their smile is just awkward.
I was gonna say, you don't watch the show, but on Last Man Standing, so Ed owns the store, and then Mike is like the marketing manager, but so he's on all the posters and does all the videos and whatnot, which is Tim Allen. And Ed is Hector Alonso, the guy from Princess Diaries, whatever. And so like his girlfriend's like, why aren't you on the promo materials? Like, you own the store. And he's like, people tell me that I can't smile. And she's like, well, show me. And he has like a super creepy smile. And it's funny because you hear like people make fun of that on shows. And I don't know if that was really his smile in real life, but it looked pretty real. Like he was really trying to smile. So it's funny. I wonder if people really have the issue.
Yeah, I don't know, but Jenny was smart and was like, remember when Brody got fired? And then he laughed. So if you can't smile, think of something funny.
And just laugh.
Laugh, and have someone snap a photo of you.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Really funny. But I liked the whole situation. I like them back on the ground floor, like I said.
I did too. It just set everything up for the rest of the season, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. And thank you guys so much for watching and listening every week. And please go on iTunes and rate us 5 stars.
If you like what we're doing.
Yes, and like us on YouTube. And please comment. Let us know if you have anything you want to discuss. Or if you can answer any of our questions about where Alexis went, etc., etc. Okay, so the big topic of the episode was Brody and Mansfield. So, like we mentioned, Jasper wanted to take Mansfield's company down, and Brody was not about it. He was not about to help with that. So he went to go warn Mansfield, and Mansfield suckered him into coming back with a 20% raise. And eventually he'll be partnered.
Mm-hmm. And a hug.
A breakthrough moment. Which, okay, so I'm glad Brody's happy. You know that he's much more happier with Mansfield. But we were so excited to see him in this new position at this new company with new people.
But also we were confused because last week we were just like, this is called ground floor. Like we brought him to the ground floor and then took him out of the building. Yeah. So it was really confusing. So I guess it was only appropriate to put him back in the building.
Well, it's like the show is kind of all over. I love the show, love it, but it's all over the place. So we thought season 2, okay, Brody's going to be at the ground floor whole season 2. Episode 4, Brody moves to a new job. And we're like, oh, okay, Brody's in a new place. Let's see how that plays out. Episode 5, Brody is back on the top floor. Like, Brody, stay in one place.
It's pretty crazy.
I don't know, I just don't really understand it. But it's kind of nice that they keep throwing these curveballs at us because then we're not going to know what happens. Mm-hmm. Like other shows, I feel like we do Modern Family, New Girl, and I feel like those shows are kind of easier to predict. Like we just know what's going to happen.
Yeah, not so much.
And not so much. No, not at all. I feel like next week, Jenny's going to be gone or something. You know, it's just so we never know. So good job to the writers for just keeping us on our toes.
For sure. Props.
Yeah. So, do you want to move into predictions?
Sure.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Okay, so
yeah, last week we had a ton of predictions because of the whole switcheroo jobs. I already said this previously, but I think Jasper's still going to be on the show just because, like we've said it before, the undateable ground floor.
Is that coming back?
It's supposed to be.
All the characters moving to the show.
No, it's supposed to be, but I would love that.
Yeah.
But the crossover aspect, I think that he's gonna stay and try to take down Mansfield and Brody now because Brody's his right-hand man again. And I think that that's gonna be a really good storyline. We predicted last week that he might try to steal Jenny. I don't think that's gonna happen anymore because they're not gonna be friends. They're gonna maybe he's gonna do something there still actually. But also, I think Jasper seems like a really nice guy. So, for him to be cruel to Brody, I don't think it's going to happen. I also predict that they're going to start, at the end of this episode when Derek was like, drinks on Brody, let's go. I was saying how, they always did karaoke in first season, and I love the singing aspect of the show. So I really hope they bring that back and start going out more instead of, it out. I know it's a workplace comedy, and I'm all for workplace comedies. I think they're the best shows. But I would like to see them, do some karaoke, hang out. We said someone have a party.
Yeah.
So still those predictions, but we have a lot more episodes to go. So I'm sure we'll see stuff like that happening.
Okay, yeah, totally. I think that, so Jasper, I really hope he stays on the show. Actually, didn't know if he would even be on this episode tonight.
Yeah, we saw him. I go to Brody, I'm like, oh, he's on it.
Yeah, so I think that the fact that he was on this episode means he's going to be on more. Maybe his part will remain small, but I'm just glad to see his face.
Me too. I know he's
so
cuter
cute.
on
He's
this
cuter
show
on this
than
show.
on Undateable. If you guys watch Undateable and we talk about it so much, now you should like try to find
Who is
it.
he?
We had his name last week.
We
I
did.
forgot it. And then also I think Harvard and Lindsay are gonna get together.
I was just gonna say, okay, so he finally remembered her name, and she was like, oh, so excited.
I wrote it down. This is like my second favorite part. She's, you remember my name, like super low voice.
That was pretty good.
No, I could do better. No, I can't.
It was good the first time, but yeah, I totally think they're gonna date, and I love it so much.
I know,
and
so he can get off Pincher with the princesses.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was, so I feel like going back to what you said about the party, I think that we've been seeing a lot of Jenny's apartment because they live there now, so I want them to throw like a rager at Jenny's apartment.
Yeah, well, I think that there's gonna be. Oh, maybe it is easy to predict this show. If it happens, we don't know.
We come up with all these predictions, and next week everything will be changed.
But now that Brody has a 20% raise, I think he's gonna be like, do I ask her to move out with me into like a bigger place, or do I just go get my own place back? I think that's gonna be a huge conflict because he doesn't want to like move out and like take a step back in their relationship, but he's gonna want to move if he has all this money.
Okay, but I'm gonna say, since he got his job back, he's just gonna move out.
I think they're gonna move in together to a bigger place and then have a party at Jenny's old place and like trash it.
Okay, well that's a good prediction, but it probably won't come true.
Let us know what you guys predict for the future of the next few episodes.
Comment on YouTube. Hopefully you're right, because we probably won't be. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be back here next week.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Britta_Garsow.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Carli_Garsow. Thank
you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.